appreciate you coming out and being willing to be here with us to share what the accomplishments are in the programming that the Union County Cooperative Extension has undertaken for the year 2014 and some of the things we've got coming for 2015. I'd say that we planned really well for how many people. We have almost exactly the right number of seats, but I can't take credit for that, that's for sure. We've got a brief kind of, we brought together folks under program areas, and so that we would have, rather than have a running show of the various agents, we've got Sherry Bennett's going to talk about the FCS and FNET programs. Crystal Starks is going to talk about 4-H, and Andrew Bockham is going to talk about the agriculture programming. So without further ado, and to keep us on schedule, I'll just let Sherry go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Sherry Bennett. I'm the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program Assistant, and I'm here to give the program report, as Kelly said, for the Family Consumer Science Department. First of all, our Family Consumer Science agent is Sally McNeil, who's standing there in the back. And during this time of the year, Sally is involved with her Eat Smart, Move More classes, which is where she thought she would be tonight out at the Aquatic Center. But due to the inclement weather, those classes were canceled for tonight. And Sally has asked me to refer you all to your program booklet for more information about her program, which is, as I said, is a part of the Family Consumer Science Department. I would like to talk to you a little bit about the FNET program, which, as I said before, is the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program. And this is an educational program that is conducted through the Cooperative Extension Service in every state in the country, as well as U.S. territories. In North Carolina, FNEP is administered through North Carolina State University and North Carolina A&T State University. For decades, FNEP has been helping limited resource youth and families with children learn how to eat healthier meals and snacks, stretch their food dollars, and reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses. Additionally, in collaboration with many organizations through the Eat Smart and Move More initiative, North Carolina FNEP aims to reduce the rising tide of obesity by teaching youth and families practical skills, resulting in changed behaviors that help them to eat smart, move more, and achieve a healthy weight. As some of you may know, every 4 years, counties are required to give a State of the County Health Report. Data submitted for the year 2012 for Union County reflected a need for hands-on education to address the issues of obesity and diabetes. Obesity across all ages and genders was viewed as a critical issue, as it can be a gateway, as we know, to more serious, costly health problems, such as diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, kidney disease, and hypertension. Obese and overweight children were selected as a target group for this study for the Union County 2012 report. And it says, due to access and strong potential to positively influence behavior changes, the FNET program provides nutrition education and hands-on food demonstrations to teach parents how to purchase healthy foods and prepare them at home. Our message is simple: eat smart and move more. We also focus on reading nutrition fact labels, portion control, and including more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains in the diet. The goal of the FNEP program is that when parents participate in the FNEP classes, they have the opportunity to receive nutrition education, make a healthy recipe that has no added salt or sugar, and they will return home and model healthy eating and food prep for their children. Healthy nutrition habits that last a lifetime begin at home. In 2014, 97% of 151 families that participated in the FNEP program in Union County improved their diet. 67% increased their amount of daily physical activity. In the 2012 State of the County report, community partners such as CMC Union, Enterprise Fitness, and Smart Start had expressed an interest in working collaboratively on obesity and related chronic conditions. In keeping with this expressed interest, in 2014, FNEP partnered with Enterprise Fitness and local daycare centers to provide classes for their participants. CMC Union checked blood pressure and insulin rates for the program participants at our FNEP Family Reunion Program in September of 2014. Diabetes was also selected as a priority for public health in 2012. The FNEP program encourages participants to purchase fruits that are not in heavy syrup and to limit the intake of sugary soft drinks and fruit juices, as well as to use whole grains. The 2012 State of the County report found that diabetes affected a large percentage of residents that were limited income. The FNEP program offers education in menu planning and budgeting. The participants learn methods that will allow them to eat healthy and save money at the grocery store. In 2014, out of 151 families that participated in the FNEP program, 97% improved their food resource management practices. This year, the FNEP program in Union County will continue to address the issues of the Union County 2012 State of the County Health Report to address the needs of Union County residents. This translates into better health and less medical cost. In your packet, there's a handout that looks like this that presents the federal reporting for the Union County FNEP program, and this is specific to Union County. The FNEP program can be offered at any agency, church, or facility with a meeting room. We also offer classes here at the Union County Agricultural Center. Are there any questions? If not, thank you for your time.
Hello. Again, my name is Crystal Starks, and I am the 4-H program assistant here in Union County. So what is 4-H? 4-H stands for Head, Heart, Hands, and Health, which also lies into 4 essential values, which are independence, belonging, generosity, and mastery. So 4-H is a hands-on informal educational program that teaches youth how to learn by doing. 4-H reaches children between the ages of 5 to 19 years old in various capacities through school enrichment programs, community after-school and specialty clubs, special interest projects such as our summer fun workshops, and other workshops as well. 4-H, well actually if you take a look at the handout that's provided, 4-H this past year had a total membership of 671 members. Those members include both our independent 4-Hers and club members. In this past year, we had 19 clubs, in which 5 were actually newly established clubs. And our clubs range from the YWCA, the 21st Century After School Program, shooting sports, horse clubs, a paintball club, as well as our other community clubs that we have. And our Union County 4-Hers live in various areas. 62% of our 4-Hers live in a town. 19% actually live in a city, 11% live on a farm, and 8% live in the suburbs. The Union County 4-H Youth Development Program is always creating new and innovative ways to educate our youth in a hands-on manner, which will help our youth become better adults and ultimately better citizens. Through our programs like the Learn, Link, Lead and the Summer Fun programs, we were able to do just that. Our Learn, Link, Lead is actually a citizenship program that was developed to increase the knowledge of civic education to our youth. 6 youth participants interested in learning about the process met with state representatives and lobbyists in Raleigh. After their return, they were able to shadow local city, county, and school officials to learn about their roles and duties. And at the conclusion of the program, the youth actually participated in a panel discussion with County Commissioner Helms, as well as Johnson, Senator Tucker, and Representative Horn to discuss youth-related issues and topics. Also, over the summer, we had our Summer Fun program, which is actually one of our largest and most successful programs that we have here in 4-H. It's an opportunity for youth to participate in a series of educational activities designed to make the most of their summer vacation by encouraging youth to learn with productive and hands-on activities. This past year, the Summer Fun program consisted of 8 different sessions geared to serve the youth between the ages of 5 to 14 years old, which range from sewing, shooting sports, and babysitting education. One of the goals was to offer actual certifications during these courses. And we were actually able to achieve 3 of those, which were hunter safety, first aid and CPR, as well as babysitting safety. 4-H has a variety of different programs that we offer, including our presentations, project records, youth being able to attend Congress, and other special activities. 71 youth participated in the presentation programs, and 55 youth participated in our project records. We also have a huge embryology program, which is one of our school enrichment programs. That's where we actually teach 2nd graders about the life cycle process of baby chicks. And this past year, 779 youth or 2nd graders actually participated in this program. And 702 3rd graders participated in the Wake Up to Agriculture program, which is held every year through the vocational agriculture programs at the local high schools. Union County 4-H relies heavily on the service of our volunteers. Last year, $85,461 value of volunteers were utilized towards the programs based on the amount of hours they served. And again, inside your packet, we actually have our upcoming Summer Fun listing available for you all. And the registration will actually begin in March, but I thank you for your time and your support, and remember to make the best better. And that's all I have. So are there any questions? No questions? Thank you.
All right, good morning. Good morning. Wow. Good evening, everyone. It's been that kind of day, I suppose. Thank you all very much for coming this evening with the inclement weather and with your meetings that you have coming up and those types of things. But my name is Andrew Balcom. I'm the field crops agent here at the Union County Ag Center. And I have been tasked with the process of trying to accumulate all of the data that the agricultural department in this office puts together. And might I add, that is quite a challenge. We have several agriculture agents of different specialties here at our office, but a brief kind of summary of what we do here in our office is we provide the residents of Union County with services in the fields of commercial horticulture, consumer horticulture, field crops, local foods, pond management, poultry management, and urban forestry. And that's a lot for 4 agents. That's a lot for us to do. So maximizing our time with split agents and things such as that is something we really strive to work on. Just a few facts that I would like to bring up about Union County to start with, and these are in your packet towards the tail end. We generate over $1.3 billion annually from agriculture and agribusiness to this county. That is over 25% of the total for all industries in the county, and our cash receipts are valued at over $475,000. That's almost $500,000 agriculture brings into this county. Over 15% of the general employment for the county is brought in from agriculture, and we have over 1,100 farms in Union County. And with those 1,100 farms and that much industry, we are the third largest agriculture county in the state. And I would just like to remind everyone that, as you already are aware of, we are 30 miles from the historic intersection of Trade and Tryon in downtown Charlotte. So we are not a bedroom county for Charlotte and Mecklenburg County. Our average size farm is 161 acres, but out of that average farm of that size, we have over 50% of our farms that are less than 50 acres of size. A lot of this is due to our local foods movement. We have a lot of agriculture here that deals with small ruminants, cattle production. A lot of these producers are smaller farmers, and they're people that we need to make sure that we are keeping in the loop. And just to kind of go down on the left-hand side of what your packet has to show, I just want to hit on some numbers here from our master gardeners. We are responsible for them, and they are a major part of what we do here. Their grow line that they service us brings in over 250 calls a year. The volunteer hours that they put in is tremendous, and the educational hours. Their contacts, they have over 5,000 contacts for the year. And to be honest with you, they truly alleviate a lot of the simple, generalized questions that our agents are not able to reach in a timely fashion. You know, the folks that call in and say, I have a brown spot on my tomato, things like that. Our master gardeners are very skilled from the training that our local foods agent, Dustin Adcock, does with them. Their successful gardening classes where they teach the general public, and then they train themselves and new master gardeners as well, and they do an exceptional job of that. They also have a program that's Plant a Row for the Hungry, where they bring in over 400 cans of non-perishable goods and 300 pounds of produce. And this goes out to our shelters and folks that are not as fortunate as we may be to have these such items. And then with our 4-H, the Master Gardeners are very involved with our 4-H groups. They provide volunteer work for a week of 4-H camp, and this year they're actually going to be able to help donate sponsorship of over $1,000 to help students attend these camps in the summertime. And they plan to initiate a $500 scholarship to high school students who have interest in agriculture at a higher educational level, such as community college, 4-year institution, things of that sort. So not only are they helping out the extension service as in our office, but they're also helping out our 4-H, our students, and other members of our community. Dustin Adcock is our local foods and consumer horticulture agent. He works 3 counties. He has a full day's job every day of the week. And he provides a multitude of workshops, trainings, newsletters, and personal contacts to these folks in this area. He does a lot of production to marketing type work with local foods. As you're probably very familiar, he does a lot of work at the Union County Farmers Market. The last page in your packet has some information there, some statistical numbers about our farmers market and the growth that it's been able to put in over the past year under his leadership. Again, there's some numbers here. You know, over $20,000 in grants and donations that saved the Union County taxpayers' dollars. This funding has gone to his program, his research efforts, and implementation there at the farmers market. And you've got over 70 farms being serviced. And 70 small farms is a lot of people. That's a lot of production there that's going on in small farm operations at the vegetable level and things such as that. So that's a lot of work there. And again, at the farmers market, you're looking at over half a $500,000 worth of work and economical impact to the county. So our next agent You have to excuse me, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold here. Our next agent I'd like to just briefly discuss is Richard Goforth, and he's our area specialized agent in poultry. Richard covers, let's see here, 7 counties. He's housed here in Union County. He does a lot of work here in Union County. As Crystal mentioned, he does a lot of work with the embryology program through the 4-H. The embryology program there has over 1,200 students that they've been able to impact. So that's a lot of folks. The annual poultry equipment show, Union County is ¡1 in broiler production in the state of North Carolina. We have a lot of poultry in this county. Richard hosts an annual poultry equipment show here at the Ag Center. 100, 150 people a year. You get vendors, you get dealers. It's one centralized professional location here where these producers can come and they can get the information that they need. Richard also writes nutrient management plans. He's worked with producers on that. He's worked with growers this year to resolve complaints. We have a lot of folks here that don't like the smell of chicken litter. So he does whatever he can do to alleviate that problem, the storage of this poultry litter, and then, using the litter for what it's for, maximizing that litter as fertilizer onto our production ag fields. And again, we previously mentioned the poultry equipment show here. Also, one thing that Richard was involved with this year, and I kind of tagged along with it myself, is we had a NC State specialist, Dr. Matt Poore, who's a forage and beef cattle specialist, wanted to do some work throughout the state on annual forage production. We were able to secure 2 producers in this county that were willing to participate that research with us, and then we hosted a field day at the end of that to kind of culminate all of our data that we were able to put together and show those producers possibly some new things that they might be missing or they could use to improve on their production. So we had 52 producers at that meeting, and it was hot. My Lord, it was hot that day. It was miserable, to be honest with you. But we had 91% of our surveys come back that said that these folks were able to learn something and that they were looking to implementate those production practices into their operation. And that's a big deal for our cattle producers, especially since they are typically some of our smaller acreage farmers. I'd like to also speak about Mr. Bill Smith. He's our urban forester. He is housed in our extension office, and he is surely a wealth of knowledge as well on things even past urban forestry. But he has several main purposes here, and one of them is to assist the county and the municipalities within our county with the development and application of tree ordinances pertaining to commercial and residential development. He has stacks of plans on his office that he goes through on a weekly basis to make sure we're preserving, our urban landscapes. He also assists private landowners in the establishment and maintenance of trees on their private property, and then also any type of educational opportunity here with the extension. Bill does partner with 4-H. He partners with Dustin with local foods, horticulture issues, things such as that. But with Bill's forestry work, with the municipalities and the private landowners, he has a couple visits a week with those folks for planning and implementation. He does a lot of tree selection for folks, for these developers that we have coming in that may or may not necessarily know the lay of the land, for lack of better terms. So he does a good job with that about making sure we're maximizing, the tree species that are going in. And then with our private landowners, again, a lot of that is insect and disease issues that he works with, and risk management. With our cooperative extension, Bill works a lot with the master gardeners. He teaches successful gardener classes, and he works in the school system with the Monroe Public Schools, Weddington Elementary, and some of our private schools as well. Bill is a big supporter of our Earth Day and Arbor Day events that we have at the county and downtown, and also with our Ag Safety Day that we house here at the Ag Center for educating our general public for that. So, and lastly, we'll talk about commercial agriculture or field crops. we have over $2 million of documented increased gains in net income for Union County producers just this year from the Cooperative Extension Service on field crops. And our main field crops in this area, as I'm sure all of you know, are corn, wheat, soybeans, cotton, and rapeseed. And again, one of the largest producers in the state. We brought in just under $23,000 of grants and donations. And what we use these monies for in our program are our research efforts and our on-farm trials. We're one of 5 locations in the state that does research trial work through the university. And only 2 of those, ourselves and Robeson County, are the only ones that do them not on a research station. So we actually work hand in hand with our individual producers, not through a large state-owned piece of property. So that's one of the added benefits, is that those producers are able to gain that knowledge on their farm. And without any other surrounding efforts going on, it's essential that our producers gain that knowledge so they can continue their production methods and continue to grow those. We certified or trained over 850 operators in safety procedures, pesticide license training, and best management practices this year, and that's through field crops as well as local foods and also poultry management. So we are continuing our education opportunities for our producers to make sure they stay certified, they gain their certification. We host a large event here in the spring for our landscape professionals. Typically we have about over 300 folks come and gain licensure certification, or continue those credits as well. And lastly, I think a big thing for our upcoming producers, or our younger people here, is we had 202 teachers trained in the STEM program, the STEM curriculum, and this benefited over 4,000 young people in our school system, and that's on science, technology, and math. And that's a real essential tool there for our future farmers and our future extension agents and things like that. So we're very happy to be able to provide that kind of service to those people. And I believe with that, I think I've maximized my time. But thank you again for coming. I'm sure we can be of service. Please let us know.
As most of you know, I'm sure I'm pretty new on the job. It's a coincidence that yesterday had been 4 months I've been on the job, and besides having a fantastic facility to work in, I've got a Cracker Jack staff that is just really performs, and you know, if you're looking for the pay for extension agents isn't is what industry's offering, but if they've got the fire in their bellies, you're kind of lucky, and there's no complacency here. These folks do their jobs, and they do a really good job of it, so I really appreciate that. A few other things that we'll be having coming up this next year. Part of what I'll be working with is staff development, but also I've got a programming charge to work with livestock and forages, so I'll be helping out with that. And we're getting ready to interview for a 4-H agent position since Laura Bird resigned the end of October. Sometime in the very near future, we're going to be getting to the interview stage with the 4-H replacement. And then hopefully we're going to be able to proceed probably around the first of the fiscal year with hiring a consumer hort agent to help out with the master gardeners and take up some of the horticulture slack. So we're looking forward to having the extra staff here. Other things we're trying to do is increase the public's awareness of extension with using technology. Dustin just launched a Facebook page for us this last week, so I would encourage you all to check us out, Union County Cooperative Extension on Facebook if you're not already a Facebooker. If you are, you know how to play that, but otherwise check us out, and we'll have some subordinating pages that go along with that. And the master gardeners and some of the other organizations that have been stakeholders, we're trying to work with them to bring them up to speed with services, like with getting the support staff that they need to go on from there. We have 2 groups that are here that work with Extension, the Extension Advisory Council and the Ag Advisory Board. Sherry Thomas is the president of the, chairman, I guess, of the advisory committee. And Brad Hargett is the president of the advisory board. And I'd just like to offer you folks an opportunity if you want to address the commissioners with any comments or. Okay. Brad, it's up to you.
Just take an opportunity to show a little bit of our appreciation from the Ag Advisory Board for the cooperation in the past and the close relationship with our Board of Commissioners, and hope to move forward in the same manner. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brad. Brad does a great job with that, as serving as chairman of that committee and sometimes trying to herd cats almost, trying to round folks up, but we appreciate his hard work and his diligence in working with that committee. Just so that you folks know, the Extension Advisory Council works to help us with programmatically guiding our programming, and it's mandated by the federal government that we have one, but it's also mandated by common sense that we utilize these folks to help us identify needs and to extend our efforts into the community. And so they're kind of overseeing the programmatic side, and the Ag Board is helping us with overseeing the management of the facilities and the resources that we have here to work with. And in that light, we've got a couple projects that the board is working on, but at this point, one of them being a youth exhibition pavilion that will be coming up for you folks to consider this spring. And then we've also got an issue with the billboard expiration out there that the contract is up. So we're going to be working with those two items as the Ag Board meets and getting those recommendations to you folks soon. Do you have any questions? I would say that that's about what we have for you besides dinner.